centers, these offices, and these programs, hindi naman po ganun kabilis ang galaw sa government. So halimbawa, yung watershed surrounding Lake Lanao, under the organic law, within 3 months yan, dapat nalipat na. Until today, over a year, hindi pa ho nalilipat sa amin. So marami ho yung obligations pa ng national government na from their assessment, hindi kakayanin kaagad. The bureaucracy moves in a way na hindi kasimbilis nung desire natin. So, ito ho yung mga practical considerations. Hindi pa ho natin sinasali dyan yung discussion doon sa
normalization
track. Yes.
Now, given this experience over more than a year already, more than halfway through the 3-year transition, did you also get the sense that somehow the national government has lost focus, if not priority, in dealing with the Bangsamoro, perhaps distracted because of other issues like the pandemic?
Yung GOVT ho, admittedly, has distracted national government and for that matter, the whole world. Hindi naman po peculiar lang yan sa national government. Pati sa atin ho, medyo na-disturb yung focus natin doon sa pagpapatibay ng institusyon ng otonomiya sa Bangsamoro government, and then yung pangalawa, yung paglalatag ng mga programa na mararamdaman ng mga kababayan natin sa baba. So ito ho yung major components ng transition na ngayon ay nahihirapan tayo dahil sa COVID. But it's not just COVID. Medyo complex ho talaga yung transition.
Yeah, we understand that. Number one, yung budget, diba? There was a time for the first several months you were operating using the budget of the ARM. But of course, hindi naman ganun kaliit din yung budget na yon. But it took time before you actually enjoyed the benefits, before the benefits under the BOL started trickling down. So we understand the complications. Pero I'd like you to react to this because yesterday we had Mayor Cynthia Guiani, the mayor of Cotabato City. We know her position against inclusion in BARMM despite the vote of her city during the plebiscite last year to be included under BARMM. Pero sabi niya, why not just push through with the elections in 2022 para magkaalaman na?
Often, yung pong issue of legitimacy is equated with elections. But that is never the case. In many peace and conflict issue, yung pong election was never the measure for legitimacy. Often when you deal with organizations and movements that asserts yung right to self-determination, hindi ho minimeasure yon through elections. Like for instance, why was government willing to go for a transition government and did not go from the very beginning for an election? Alam naman po natin na hindi yun ang measure ng legitimacy. The measure for legitimacy has always been the validity of the cause of the Bangsamoro. And that is universally accepted, hindi lang dito sa atin. Now, the basic question is, would the peace agreement be sustained if we go for an election in 2022? Yung po ba ay masusustain? Yung po bang elections in the past, in the local government units for over a century now in the country, has it really resolved the basic conflict in Mindanao and the assertion of the Bangsamoro for the right to self-determination? Maraming elections na ho ang nangyari pero hindi pa rin ho nare-resolve nung elections na yon, yung issue nung Bangsamoro. So why would we distract ourselves to the petty elections of local officials in the country and in the Bangsamoro and sacrifice the overall goal of achieving peace and development in the region? If you remember, Christian, ang major peace agreement na nangyari in this decade ay yung sa atin lang, yung Comprehensive Agreement on the Bangsamoro, signed in 2014.
Yeah.
Ang pinaka-early na sinundan natin ng peace agreement was the agreement in Nepal, signed in 2006. So globally, yung mundo is looking at the Bangsamoro peace process with keen interest. Kasi pwede yung maging model siya for resolving a lot of conflict. Ito ho yung big picture na gusto nating makita ng mga kababayan natin. If we endanger yung success ng peace agreement in exchange for petty political interest in the region, which has always been there for a long time and has never resolved the conflict in the South, masasayang ho yung peace agreement na pinaghirapan natin.
Okay, we understand that big picture perspective, but do you think the MILF, being at the helm of the Bangsamoro Transition Authority, still enjoys wide support from the people, given its track record over the past year or so?
Kampante naman po tayo na suportado pa ho ng mga kababayan natin yung Moro Islamic Liberation Front and the cause that it is advocating. In fact, yung mga local government units na opposed to it ay mabibilang mo lang. So like Sulu, na from the very beginning was against it. Cotabato City, the mayor herself, who has always opposed the peace agreement and the inclusion of Cotabato City. But yung mga tao naman talaga ang ultimate na dapat pinapakinggan natin. So for Cotabato City, in the last plebiscite, 36,682 ang nag-yes. Ang nag-no ay 24,000 lang. Ang provision ng batas at saka ng saligang batas ng